It's a new day. We've got more new Yu-Gi-Oh cards to take a look at today, guys. Got a couple of really cool things that got revealed yesterday and or last night that we're going over this morning. We've got the brand new Powertool Dragon. This is part of the Legendary Duelist with, as you can see on the box here, Leo's support. This is the only card we've had revealed for him so far, so hopefully we'll get some other like Morphtronic cards down the line. We got two new like Albaz / like branded cards revealed. We'll get into those, and then this morning we got this new Dragon guy who's actually pretty generically good, if I remember correctly. So let's get into this thing. Starting off here, we have Powertool Braver Dragon. Whatever. I mean, you knew it was going to be like Powertool something. This is an Earth Machine Synchro Effect monster, level 9, 2500 attack, 2300 defense. Completely generic, one tuner plus one or more non-tuners. Love to see that. And you can only use this card's first and second effects once per turn. The first effect reads, if this card is special summoned, you can equip up to 3 equip spells with different names from your deck and or graveyard to this card. Just equip 3. Okay. Second effect, during the main phase, quick effect, you can send one of your equip spells equipped to this card to the graveyard, then target one effect monster on the field, either change its battle position or negate its effects until the end of this turn. Not bad. I mean, all in all, I mean, it is an interruption. You do have to be playing some sort of equip spells in your deck, but to be honest, you only need to be playing one equip spell just to make this card live, if you want, right? Just equips the one equip spell, you can send that card to negate something. Best case scenario, you'd want more than one equip, but obviously you get into messing around with bricks and depends on your strategy. And then it gets into the overall arcing question of like, I've wondered for a long time, like, what is the natural progression of equip spells? We've seen all these other outdated mechanics get updated and stronger, rituals, fusions, all that stuff. What about equips? Like, what if we get an archetype or a generic engine that is just like equip cards, but they just like don't even function like we know equip cards usually do? You know what I mean? Like, what if it's, I mean, look at Durendal from Infernoble Knights. You can equip it to anything on the field, send it to graveyard, like pop itself to search any Infernoble, right? Like, what if we just get a deck like that where then this guy gets equipped with stuff, if you can just get to him, and then he gets you into other parts of your engine, other parts of your deck. Maybe we get equipped spells that are interruptions. They, like, while they're equipped, they have a quick effect to interrupt or something. I wouldn't be overly surprised. So what I like here is that there is that optimistic future for just, at some point, Konami will come out and probably make like more busted equip spells. We just don't have a ton of crazy stuff just yet, but we'll see. And it's an interruption. You know, can't complain. We'll take it. So, pretty cool card. And it's generic, you know, Synchro 9. It's not a ton of great Synchro 9s, especially ones that take 2 materials generically. So we'll take it. Definitely a nice addition to the generic Synchro pool. Hopefully Leo stuff can also make it really easily. Next up here, we have the new Albaz cards, looking at the first guy here. By the way, I love this artwork. This makes Albaz look even cooler to me. He looks great. This is Albaz the Ashen. It's a level 4 Dark Dragon effect monster. 18-0 for the stats. You can only use his third effect once per turn. This card's name is treated as Fallen of Albaz while on the field or in the grave. That's pretty nice. You kind of figured there would be an effect like that since his name is different. Second effect, if there is a level 8 fusion monster in your graveyard, this card gains 200 attack for each monster in your graveyard. Also, other monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's effects. Meh. I mean, like, that's mediocre. I guess the targeting protection's okay, and I guess he can get decently. He's already 18, so with at least one level 8 fusion, he'd go to 20, and then with materials, probably at least 24. Okay, I mean, he's fine. And the third effect, if a monster you control leaves the field due to your opponent's effect while this card and a fusion monster or monsters are in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Alright, so he comes back. I don't know, like Albaz kind of has like a similar effect, except Albaz actually gives you like so much, is like an actual starter. I don't know. I really am struggling to see like where this card actually comes in huge. I guess the fact that he could just be like a big recurable body once you get him in grave, but you can't be sending him from deck for like branded fusion, so that's the other part. He's not always treated as Albaz, just on field or in grave. So kind of awkward, all in all, for me. But it's okay. I mean, he is a dark, so like if you're going through Lubellion, you could send him with Fallen of Albaz just to get him engraved, and I guess he is like a recurable dude, but I guess in most scenarios you'd want to be sending a Luber anyway, or something else to get like just stronger value. I don't know. Weird card. Alright, next up we have Branded Separation. This is a normal trap card. You can only activate one card with its name once per turn. Tribute one fusion monster, then target 2 monsters among either graveyard that are banished, except fusion monsters. Special summon one of those materials or monsters to each side of the field, or if you tributed a fusion monster that mentions Albaz as material, you can special summon both of those monsters to your field. Ooh. In face-up defense position instead. Very interesting. I think this card's actually not terrible. It's not amazing, but because you have to tribute a fusion. That's the problem. Is like this is contingent on you already being able to get to a fusion, and it wants to be a deck that like has a fusion that's going to float when this card like sends it. But Reborning 2 is pretty good, especially if you're tributing like a Fallen of Albaz fusion to get back 2 monsters. Could be pretty big. I don't know. I think this card's not the worst. But it's so hard now because Branded has like 5 really good spell and traps. And then there's like this category where I think this card's like not inherently awful. But I do think like there's so many good branded spells and traps now that it's like we don't have room to just be playing all of these. We have other cards that like kind of cover this kind of basis. We don't really need it. So cool card. It is generic, so we'll keep an eye on that. But other than that, it is just kind of feels probably like the second class tier of branded spell traps. You know, branded in red, branded fusion, and like what is it? Branded opening. Like probably like top tier, maybe like 1 or 2 others, but this one kind of like falls in that second tier, probably. All right, moving on here to our final card. We have Grand Ground Tusk Dragon. The artwork on this is crazy. This looks like a Magic the Gathering card, but he's cool. He's obviously a level 8 Earth Dragon monster with 1400 attack and 2400 defense. And let's read how he rolls. You can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can target up to 2 other cards on the field, destroy those cards, and if you do, this card gains 600 attack for each card destroyed. That's pretty nice. Like, no joke. First thing that immediately comes to mind for me is spheres. Absolutely. We already have a couple of cool spheres cards, and like if you were making spheres in like the weird pendulum variants, you would use like spheres to like tag out into like the one pendulum that when it's summoned it can like banish a monster or something. This though just targets any 2 cards on the field and destroys them. That's kind of insane that like now if you just play this, and I know it's probably a brick in your deck, but if you just play a deck that like turns out spheres like really easily, then spheres becomes a non-targeting bounce that then pops 2 cards. And it's cool because spheres generally makes the monster it summons 0/0, but then this guy pops something and then raises attack 1200 probably. So at least he goes to 12, which is still not great, but it's like funny, like he could have something. Very interesting. I think this card's actually something to look at, especially with the amount of dragon support we have nowadays. Like depending on how easy this card is to get out consistently, and as long as it's not like too much of a brick, this card could actually be pretty insane. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. That's definitely an interesting card. It's a card like good enough to keep an eye on. It is bricky, but man, if you have a deck that can facilitate it, pretty strong. Definitely. All right. Cool stuff. We'll definitely keep an eye out. Keep in mind for the Legendary Duelist stuff, Powertool is the only thing we have for Leo so far. So we have 6 more cards that'll probably just be mainly Morphtronic focused, I would imagine. Hopefully some new equips. Maybe we'll see, like I said, some generic equips that kind of get a little bit spicy engine-wise. And then other than that, we have 1 Amazonas card to be revealed. I think it's a monster. And same thing with Ishizu's... Ishizu? Is that her name? I think her name is Ishizu. Ishtar. with her Earth Fairy, she has one more Earth Fairy to be revealed from her archetype as well. And then as far as the core set goes, I mean, I think we had 13 cards yet to be revealed. Here's 2 of them here. Here's 1 here. I think we only have 10 left. We will see how those go. Hopefully there's some good generic cards just sitting in there. But we will obviously see, and I will keep you updated on that. I'm going to get the hell out of here, though. Thank you so much for watching. As always, guys, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff from me down the line. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.